Hey, all of you beautiful souls. Today's video, I often get asked, how can I be more confident? Where is your confidence subliminal? How can I improve at public speaking? Well, instead of listening to a 30-minute subliminal, I got your back, right? I'm going to teach you in about 10 minutes, give you some really powerful tools in your arsenal that you can use, right? Now, you're not going to become Bob the Builder, or you're not going to become TD Jakes, maybe overnight. But I'm going to give you some powerful tools. You know, after working a lot of customer service jobs successfully in my life and sales jobs and, playing the business owner role, having to actually train the customer service, teams. And I remember driving lifts go from a 4.6 star review ending with a 4.98 after a lot of, social reflection and self-reflection. I want to share some powerful advice. How can you be more outspoken? How can you, I was just, oh my goodness, washing some dishes. We're moving too fast here, right? And that's the first point of, the first tip I want to give you guys. After meeting so many people, about halfway through my customer service, I believe about 15 jobs in, I finally realized something so powerful. But at the end of the day, people are just down to earth. Everybody is just brutally honest and just honest. Now, some people, maybe they play the game where they're not, they're being politically correct in front of you, but then they go home and, they sit, when they talk to their family, they're brutally honest. I started to see past this little social game that a lot play, and I started to realize the truth that people are down to earth. Now, obviously, and this is me speaking from after meeting over 1 million people from Africa, the Middle East, Alaska, all over the world, right? Russia and Alaska. I've started to realize something. That people are just brutally honest and down to earth. And by that I mean, just you don't need to play that game. Just be yourself. And when you just be yourself, and you just crack some honest joke, just being honest can make people laugh. Because they're laughing because it's, this guy is speaking the truth. And just when you let go of this and you start to accept and just this truth, right, that you can just, everyone's really honest and you're not fooling anyone, and you just stop playing, right? You stop playing around and you start being your real self. And you start just being more real and honest with people, you would be shocked how many other people will verbally, honestly start talking to you and honestly start just agreeing with you. And you'll just become BFFs, literally best friends with people like that. Like that. But when you play this game, hey, nice to meet you. How are you doing, sir? Okay, have a good day. It gets you nowhere. And you just feel empty. You don't feel fulfilled. Now, another very powerful tool is empathy. How did I improve the Lyft score, the Uber score? It was through empathy. People were complaining and talking about their bad days, and at first I was just, just kind of ignored them. I understand, it's not that I don't care, it's just I understand, it's hot outside, it's Arizona, it's a desert. And, I was being more critical. And then I started to realize, well, why am I being critical? Right? Why am I being critical of them? Right? Instead, I can express empathy and say, yeah, I understand it's hot outside, you're right. Oh my God, right? It's hot outside today. But thankfully my AC is working, right? Or thankfully the AC is working. And a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, no, you're going to sound like a smartass or, whatever. But people actually know. That's how you become a leader. But you can't just say, well, when they say, oh, it's hot as hell outside, man. I was working outside all day, well, at least I have AC in my car. Then you're just like, well, F your feelings, right? But if you express just the empathy first that, hey, I'm on the same boat, man, right? I understand it's 110 degrees outside. That's what the news said today, man. I'm just thankful, there's AC in this car, right? But then, right, they're like, okay, well, he understands how I feel. But he's right. At least there's AC in this car. Oh my God, you will be shocked. Everybody BFF automatically. And it's the truth, right? Have some empathy. Express some empathy, and then, offer the positivity. There's so many people that are brutally honest and just, truth speakers that, yeah, it's hot as hell outside, but at least I have the AC. Why are you complaining, right? Stop complaining. That doesn't get you anywhere in life. Stop complaining, right? Like, I don't want to hear it, right? We have the AC in the car. No! If you just express some empathy, yeah, it's the truth. It's hot as hell outside. I'm glad we at least have the AC, right? You're lifting people's spirits up. It's tip number 2, excuse me, empathy. Tip number 3, how to have the appropriate sense of humor. It just goes back, guys, to the honesty. I just held up a dirty and disgusting towel, and people were somehow laughing, a lot of you. I know some of you are like, that's nasty. Ew. It's about having a good sense of humor, right? Just being honest with people. And by that I mean we all have washed dishes in our lifetime and cleaned our hands afterwards. It's not something that nobody's never done before. We all talk to ourselves during the day. At first I was just like, oh my God, they heard me talking to myself. And then I was like, well, let's be brutally honest. We all talk to ourselves. I sometimes talk to the fish. I'm not crazy, we all do it. And if you're BSing yourself or not being honest that you don't talk to yourself, then they're just BSing themselves. They're being dishonest. But if you're just honest and have some fun with it, right, you'd be amazed at where your humor can go and how many people you can make laugh, because you're being comfortable with the truth. But you're having some fun with it, right? Having some fun with the truth. You're comfortable with expressing the truth, and a lot of people are going to just giggle and laugh. That's kind of silly, but right? I'm on the same boat. And the fourth, that's finding the right sense of humor. And then the fourth one is perspective. Perspective. Donald Trump was a narcissist, and it's why it killed his campaign. If he just watched this video, right? Well, I mean, we had a pretty long journey to go there. There's a lot of other issues. Let's not use that as an example. But if you have that perspective, right, not just empathy, but I mean perspective, like reverse psychology. Reverse psychology is everything in terms of extroversion. I don't believe in the word extrovert, right? It's just all of these things that I'm talking about, skills and tools that people need to have. And that's the final most important tool, is perspective. Perspective. I remember Bob Proctor used to always talk about perspective. Reverse psychology. Reverse psychology. And by that I mean, I'm just honest, like, hey, these are random people, a lot of times commenting on my YouTube channel. They've never commented before. I don't really know them. They didn't take my subliminal class. I'm walking through Walmart, walking through the gym, singing and dancing at the gym. Because I don't care. These are random people. That's creepy, it's strange, and it's creepy if you use some reverse psychology, right? Use some reverse psychology. It's like, wait a moment. All of these people at the gym and at Walmart, they don't even understand or know anything about who I am. So why am I going to waste, the time that I have being alive, caring? Right? I'm going to just express and be myself, because I have, a very short life, and I love who I am on the inside. And when you discover yourself on the inside, and the more and more you grow, the less and less you start to care, right? Because the more and more you grow, the more and more of a foundation you have, and you just go out there and you be yourself. And I mean, other people are going to be themselves. Other people are going to have their own perspectives, and that's fine. Have some perspective too. Back at them, right? They're going to have their own personal perspective. That's fine. They're their own person. But you need to be who you are. That's why you're here and alive. right? Be alive. That's how you be alive. Be yourself. And it's okay if other people don't always agree with you. And sometimes there's just going to be some grumpy people in this world, some miserable people. You know, I'm working at a grocery store. I got along with all of the 30, 40 employees. Every single one of them, I had a good relationship. And you know how I can say that? Because I was being honest with them. I had honest relationships. I had honest relationships with them. So I can sit here in front of you and honestly say I got along with all the coworkers. Now, there was just one old lady, or just one lady, excuse me, that's not important, that was, or just one soul that was really grumpy all the time. And one morning at the time, you know, I was like, "Good morning, miss. How are you doing this fine day?" And she just goes, "I'm not a miss." You know? And that's fine. She was a grumpy soul, or it was, you know, grumpy soul, but I still didn't stop me from being myself. You know, "Good morning, miss. How are you doing?" Right? Be yourself. Don't ever stop. And people will appreciate that so much more. And it allows you to have more of a perspective, right, with other people. Because if you're just playing that game, then you can't have honest, you know, self-talk with yourself about social situations when you reflect on them, right? When you I go to sleep at night and I sleep right away. There's nobody that, anything from the day that bothers me. And you know how you can have that same, right? How can you do that? Well, you do that through the perspective of, right, having perspective, right? Seeing things through other people's eyes. Having that reverse psychology. This is how, guys, you become more outspoken. This is how you become more of a social, you know, social power. Not power, social, you know, genius, right? Really start to just jingle and mingle and sprinkle those sprinkles on that gingerbread. I don't know, guys. I guess that's our ending. Have a beautiful day, souls. I love and appreciate all of the support. And above all, remember, guys, gratitude. Gratitude will grow any relationship. Gratitude will grow anything in life. Bonus pointer, gratitude. I appreciate all of you guys, all of you gals. Grogu is creating a mess in the back. I'm about to have to go spank him. God dang it, Grogu, what are you doing? I'm not a miss.